Welcome. What is up, man? I have been wanting to make this video for so long, and I want to talk about avoiding burnout and complacency in Marvel Strike Force. It's bound to happen. It's happened to me several times, and generally it will be reoccurring, right? It's like that itch you can't scratch. It just keeps coming back every time you think about the word itch. So I'm going to keep saying itch until your ear itches or something. Let me know if it worked in the comments down below. But in this video, I want to talk about what causes the burnout, what causes the complacency, and I have tips and advice towards the end of it that can help any player avoid this or make it where it doesn't happen as often or it isn't as bad. Some things to help you keep your perspective and focus on what you're enjoying about a game, because this is a video game, right? And I think we lose track and lose sight of that a lot of times, and we get into that cookie cutter stuff. But so to understand how to better prevent a problem, you have to first understand what the problem is and what's causing it. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it does get broke, we need to be able to fix it and maybe change it or prevent it before it breaks, right? So what causes this burnout? What causes this complacency? Which is number one on my list here. So we're going to talk about it. Repetition, doing the same game modes, playing arena every single day, seeing the same teams you're fighting, farming gear, farming war, farming the same raids every single day, playing RTA, doing blitz over and over and over. Just things that are repetitious that you do on a daily basis. Your daily objectives in themselves. That can burn you out. It gets old. Repetition causes burnout and it causes complacency. Because if you don't enjoy something or you get tired of doing it after a while, you're going to become complacent and try to find any corners you can cut to not have to do things, right? That's just the natural way the brain works. It's going to figure out ways to get you through certain things that are uncomfortable or that you don't like personally. So another thing that can cause burnout and complacency is building cookie cutter teams. And I think this is the most common for me, at least, and for a big portion of the player base, is you got to build the best arena team. What's the meta to be competitive? And then once you progress, you're 75 to 80, you're going to move into these doom raids, and you have to build cookie cutter teams, the best bio, the best tech. And if you don't, well, you're not going to be able to beat it at its hardest game modes, or you're going to have to invest way more resources to make the team so big that they're finally able to get through certain game modes. So they force you to build cookie cutter teams, essentially. And they're not forcing you as much as people imply they're forcing you, right? They build these raids and then they build teams to sell you solutions. So again, there's a problem and they sell you the solution to fix it, right? So people feel like they have to build the newest thing out at the instant moment it comes out. And we're going to talk about more of what maybe you should do or some alternatives to make sure you're having fun and not getting burnout from building cookie cutter teams. Because when I play a game, let's say I pay for the game or it's a free to play and I get on it, I'm joining the game because I like the IP or the game style, the combat style, the characters, the lore. I want to have fun and I want to build who I want to build, right? Now I don't mind having to do some things like going out and cutting logs to build my boat, but it puts me to sleep because I've been cutting logs for 8 hours in Black Desert Online, right? Repetition, you have to do some things that are uncomfortable to better your account, but it's never really forced, in my honest opinion. So we'll dive more into that here in a little bit. But those are some of the things that cause burnout and complacency. Repetition, doing unfun things, building cookie cutter teams, not being able to build your favorites. I have my fingers up in asterisks or quotes or air quotes or whatever, because you don't have to do any of these. You don't have to do unfun things. You don't have to do cookie cutter teams. Repetition is part of any MMO. And that's going to be the next thing that causes burnout and complacency, is people may not understand that Marvel Strike Force is an MMO. They may not understand what an MMO is, actually. So an MMO is actually grinding. You have to grind things, you have to go and farm things, you have to do things that maybe get repetitious or are unfun, to get growth on your account, become stronger, move forward in the game, beat certain game modes, things like that. So it's very grindy in MMOs. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you can't just go in and get the best team, beat the final boss, the game's over. No, this game's projected to last for years and years and years, maybe forever, if the players can continue to have fun and the creators and devs keep putting out awesome content, right? So again, doing things you don't like, that's a big part of MMOs. So training your horses so you can sell them in Black Desert Online. Elder Scrolls Online, beating the best dungeons so you can get the best gear, playing it over and over to just get a little bit better score for that leaderboard. Constantly trying to do better in Maelstrom Arena for Elder Scrolls. Farming ores and herbs and stuff, going and picking plants in Black Desert Online. You're doing this repetition and these things that are not fun, essentially, and that you don't like, but it's to better your account, right? And that's what MMOs are. And then finally, obviously, I've said it several times. We're going to say it one more time. Repetition is what an MMO is. You have to do the same things over and over to make your account grow and progress forward. So that's kind of what an MMO is. Now, it absolutely can be 100% fun. Obviously, you got to be able to find ways to make this fun, and I have tips and advice on how to do that. But first, I want to talk about what the ultimate outcome is going to be for your account or for the game for you running into burnout, complacency. If you didn't know that it's so much, you didn't know the exact details about an MMO, and you find out a few months into your gameplay, what's ultimately going to happen is you're going to quit the game, or you're going to have a bad taste in your mouth. You're more likely to get burnout and just completely walk away, or start doing weird things with your account that are not going to help you progress, right? So that's the ultimate outcome. You're not going to be having fun. Well, guess what? We play games to have fun. You're probably going to quit. You know what I mean? It's just not good. So that's the ultimate outcome for getting burnout and becoming complacent. Doing the bare minimum, or just doing enough to get by. That doesn't sound like a fun thing. That doesn't make me want to log in to click buttons and build teams that they're saying I have to build for certain game modes, right? That does not at all any part of that sound fun. So all that being said, now that we understand what the problem is, we understand what burnout and complacency, what can cause those, some of the things at least, as well as what an MMO is, we need to think things we can do to prevent this outcome of quitting the game or becoming burnout or complacent in Marvel Strike Force, right? So my first tip, and yes, you're probably going to want to turn off the video, but please don't, is to make sure you are having fun. And I want to dive more into it. What does it mean to be having fun in a game in Marvel Strike Force for me? And I hope that you can relate. Definitely comment down below your thoughts and opinions, but don't turn off the video. You're going to want to hear the rest of this. There's a lot of good tips, but making sure you're having fun. What does that mean? Well, as I said towards the beginning of the video, having fun to me is, I started Marvel Strike Force because it's Marvel. It has Marvel characters I grew up loving. Blob, Rhino, some of the greatest villains, Kang, Apocalypse, Doctor Doom, you know what I mean? It has some of my favorite characters of all time: Wolverine, Spider-Man, Cyclops, Bishop, Jubilee, things like that, right? Things I grew up watching as a kid, things I've seen in the Marvel Universe, in the movies, the cinematics, cartoons, all that good stuff. These are the characters I love, and that's what fun is to me, is to build those characters and be able to beat certain milestones, certain raids, certain in-game content, and enjoy those characters. That's what's having fun to me. And being able to do it at a decent amount of time investment and focus, you know what I mean? Being able to do it at a reasonable pace and time. Now, obviously, you're going to have to build other teams or other characters to beat certain content, but that's what an MMO is. You might have to farm up gear you never wanted to be able to beat certain things, right? You might have to build this or that to get more gold, or you know what I'm saying? You have to do things you don't like to get that outcome. But absolutely, you got to make sure you're having fun, and it will prevent your burnout. So let's say maybe I'm not the most efficient. I didn't build the best team in slot. I went with Secret Avengers with Kestrel and Fury for raids, for Doom raids. Best in slot for bio would be Rebirth, or for skill would be Invaders, right? And who doesn't want to build Invaders too? But let's just say, for the sake of argument, I built Secret Avengers. Or for the mutant nodes, I built Astonishing X-Men. They're not best in slot anymore. Death Seed is. But I built the characters I love, and I'm going to continue to invest into them, and I'm going to beat the content at my own pace, right? I'm going to be having fun. I'm more likely to continue playing the game and doing the things I don't like to progress my account. I'm having fun, and I built those characters. So if I do quit the game, my last memories are, hey, I built up some badass X-Men. I got Jubilee to gear tier 16 or 17. You know, those are the memories you want to make, and ultimately you're more or less likely to get burnt out and quit the game because you built the characters you wanted. Now, I do know that it's a resource management game. I do know that YouTube content creators push you with the most focused, min-max, best-in-slot mindset, and how to beat the content as soon as possible. If you can just block that out of your mind and actually play the game because it's a video game and enjoy it for what it is, while still trying to remain competitive, obviously, you know, taking into consideration the information and the that it is a resource management, that it is an MMO, and that it is a team collector, not just a hero collector. You take all the information and you combine it together, and if you can find a happy medium and have fun and build who you like, you know what I mean? You're gonna enjoy the game that much more. It's only cookie cutter because the game builds game modes. No one says you have to be doing incursion raids. If I'm stuck in Doom 2 but I'm building the teams I love, Eventually it's going to be gear tier 20. I'm going to be able to build my teams up that I love to gear tier 20 and blow through incursion rates. You know what I'm saying? Things like that are going to happen. Now, obviously, there's a best in slot, most efficient, fastest way. I'm not racing towards the end of the game because the fun part of a game is the journey. Leveling up your favorites, building your favorite weapons, gear, characters, playing your favorite game modes. It's all about the journey. So if you can get that cookie cutter bullshit out of your mind that so many YouTube content creators push, myself included, I try to put out, the best, fastest, most efficient videos and way forward. If you can get that stuff out of your head and just focus on enjoying the game, making friends and stuff, you're going to have so much more fun and you're going to enjoy this game so much more. So like I said, make sure you're having fun, and I hope you didn't turn off the video because there's a lot more to having fun than just, you know what I mean? Enjoy the small wins. Beating certain campaigns, unlocking certain characters, getting them to certain gear tiers, clearing an extra node in raids, maybe beating a team in war that you shouldn't have been able to beat with a team that you love. You know what I'm saying? Those are huge things. Those are going to be so much more enjoyable than you have the same teams as everybody else and you built a team because it counters one team and you have to have it for this game mode. That gets old. You're more than likely going to quit the game because that's not fun in my personal opinion. Okay? So I'm just pointing these things out and things that can help you enjoy Marvel Strike Force. Stay having fun. Build your favorites. And that's tip number 2. Build your favorites. Just do it. Go about it the smart way, right? Don't obviously build 20, 30 characters of your favorite characters with no consideration that Doom Raids are coming up, Dark Dimension's coming up, your alliance is pushing in wars, you need to help there. You're not going to be competitive in any game mode or be able to complete any content because you built 30 of your favorite characters. Maybe don't go that extreme, but you know what I mean? Pick out your 5, 10, 15 favorite characters of all time and make sure that you get them built during your gameplay in Marvel Strike Force. You know what I mean? Try to find a reasonable way to build them and use them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm personally going to be doing on my free-to-play. Definitely subscribe and like. It's completely free to do. All you got to do is take 2 seconds right now while I'm rambling about doing it. Go down there and click that button. It helps my channel grow. We're headed for 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Smash that thumbs up. It gets my video out to more people. Both are completely free to do, bro. Like, I just talked for 20 seconds and you could have clicked both those buttons, right? You're going to want to do that. Now, my next tip is go down to the description of the video below here, and my Discord link is in there. That's my next tip. Make friends and join communities. Go down there right now, join Discord, get in there and socialize. We meme, we talk about movies, we bullshit, we ask questions, we answer questions. We're making friends, we're building a community of people that love Marvel Strike Force, and that's one way to prevent burnout. You're not just talking about the game. You're not just doing your daily objectives in the same old raids and arena. You're also making friends with your alliance members. You're making friends in Discord where you can go in there and talk. So like when I'm playing an MMO and it's repetitious like Black Desert Online, I would watch Twitch streamers while cutting trees. And that's so I didn't get burnt out on cutting trees, right? You got to find different ways to keep yourself entertained and invested in the game, essentially. So definitely join communities, Discords, make friends with your alliance mates. Get in there and bullshit, give them props when they do something amazing in the game that you like. Make friends. So my last tip, and honestly, is to follow your gut. Follow your heart, right? If you're following your heart and your gut, you're probably going to be having fun and building who you want to build. Your gut's more than likely not going to lead you astray that often. And you're more likely, if you're following your heart, going to be having fun, right? I've said that like 3 times now. But you're more than likely going to be having fun by following your heart and your gut. You're going to be building who you want. You're going to be using common sense on the characters you do need to build for certain content, all the while building your favorites, right? This is a video game. If I run out of gold or training modules, it's not the end of the world, man. I can log in the next day and do some more goodies or some more grinding to get those, okay? You don't have to go above and beyond in Blitz. It's an option. Go in there and get the milestones if you choose to for these rewards. Otherwise, you don't have to go completely insane for the rankings. Just get the milestones done. You don't have to go above and beyond. Nobody says you have to. Hey, here's RTA. Well, there's a ton of great resources in RTA, but I hate the game mode. Nobody says you have to do it. This is extra bonuses that you can do that repetition or that grind and get these resources. Nobody is forcing you to do unfun game modes, okay? And the unfun game modes that they do force you to do, or if you find them unfun, like Alliance Raids, it gets repetitious, it gets old. Guess what? They added this feature called Sim. And it actually gives you 8 sims, 8 or 12 sims a day. So let's go ahead and just buy this here real quick for the videos, essentially. So I get 12 sims in Greek raids a day, and you can sim them. It'll do the battle for you. Literally, you could put in one champion and hit sim. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at this. I don't have to do any fighting, any of that stuff. And my characters are going to get done. Sim. Boom. Hey, that's repetitious. Guess what? I just spent 5 minutes doing all my raids and I'm completely done. Oh, I'm going to come back later and do a few more raids. Hey, I can sim them. Oh, God, there's 2 raids, but I do this every day and it's boring. It gets old, right? Well, guess what? You can sim this one too. So if you click here, launch. Oh, okay, for the video purposes, we'll waste some more of that resource. I get 8 sims and Ultimates or Doom raids. So, again, you can just sim it. Boom. It doesn't take that much time. So they've made the game to where it's that much better that you don't have to spend all that time in those dead game modes or game modes that are repetitious, boring, take tons of time. They've improved the game to where you can sim through things, right? Same with Blitz. That gets old after a while, but guess what? At level 60, they give you Blitz Sim. And that makes you be able to just go in there and click a button a couple times. Boom, 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 like this right here. See how it's on Sim? Find an opponent, battle, boom. Then you just wait for it to click through. Yes, my internet's not doing too great at the moment while I'm recording. Go to another team. Hey, guess what? Boom. And I've got all their milestones, so I don't have to do this if I don't choose to, right? Well, there's an event going on. You don't have to participate in every little thing. It's just those grinds in an MMO that you can do. People get it so confused. Well, there's an event. I have to get these resources. I have to go above and beyond. No, you don't. You got to have fun. And if you want to bolster your account, obviously try to participate in these things, right? Do your best and make sure you're having fun doing it. That is my biggest tip. I hope that some of this sunk in. Definitely comment down below. This is a conversation that I want to have. And if you have any tips or ideas how to prevent burnout or complacency in Marvel Strike Force, definitely comment down below. Comment also on my thoughts and what you thought of the video overall. I would love to hear your opinions. This is something that's going to happen to everybody. They're going to be at work. They're going to get home from work. They're going to be tired. They're going to be like, man, I really want to get on a Marvel Strike Force, but I just, you know what I mean? I don't want to do that, those raids, or I don't want to do this today. I'm exhausted. We don't want that feeling anymore. We want you to get off of work and be like, or while you're at work, hey man, I'm on a 15-minute break. Instead of smoking a cigarette or whatever, I want to get on Marvel Strike Force real quick and do my extra raids because I can sim through them real quick. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Or I want to do a quick blitz rotation. We want you to be excited. I want you to be excited about it. I want to be excited. You know what I mean? And my community has helped me do that. Because there's times I still get burnt out. I've already been burnt out in the last couple months doing so much. But my community and just talking to people and helping other new players and stuff, it really keeps me going. So definitely join a community. If nothing else, definitely like and subscribe. There's going to be a big update to my free-to-play account. It's not going anywhere, but we're going to find out if you can have fun in Marvel Strike Force. I've always wanted to do this, and I kind of see a path to where we can do it while staying as competitive as possible. And that's all going to be in the next video, so you're definitely going to watch it and see what I'm going to do with my free-to-play. We're going to put it to the test. Can you have fun, build your favorites, and beat content and stay competitive? Or will you get kicked out of your alliance because you don't have Doom Raid teams that they recommend? And we're going to test it all on my free-to-play, so definitely subscribe to stay tuned for that. Completely free to do. Otherwise, click that thumbs up. You know you wanna. You know it. All right, good day. We'll catch you on the next one.